first. How do you think play would have went? You got two hands.
Really want to ask that question?
Yes, I do.
I don't like to sound that brash or anything about it, but I'm sure I would have won the fight. You know what I mean? It would have been extraordinarily one-sided for a fight that was, well, for a guy who was an underdog going in. But like I said, he's going to be a tough guy, and I think that was probably been the reason why it would have been so ugly and one-sided in my favor.
What happened to your
When did it happen? First or second?
I think it was the
second
first
round.
I think it was the first or honestly,
First.
See, I can't even remember. Y'all know better than me.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
first.
But it really sucks. You know what I mean? I was in camp for just about 8 weeks. You know, we started here in well, not here, but in Philly, and going out to Detroit. Spending 6 hard weeks there, doing everything I possibly could to be in the best possible shape that I've ever been in. I got to thank James Ali Bashir, my whole team, Steve, and all my supporters who was there, including my man Haas, who put me in tremendous shape even before I left, and then for me to even continue. So, like I said,
what happened? I mean, how did you actually hurt your arm?
I think it was I tried to probably throw something hook off the jab, and his big arms was in the way, and I think it kind of caused me to tear something. You know.
At 202, does weight in your future?
I like to, possibly, but I feel so good even at this division, and to be quite honest, punches didn't feel any harder than I've, dealt with before. I mean, even though he's a big, strong guy, it didn't feel like anything. I've taken harder punches, much harder punches. Really just doesn't, I don't feel like I have to go down. I mean, I would like to, and maybe grab a belt there, come back up, grab a belt up here, maybe something like that, but, if I had the opportunity for something like that, but, it's kind of hard to position yourself for something like that after a loss.
How much pain were you in during the fight? Just talk about what you were experiencing.
A lot of adrenaline, you know what I mean? So I really wasn't feeling too much pain. I tried to throw some punches with my left at times, just to offset them a bit, but I just really couldn't muster anything with my left, and so I just kept trying to fire it right.
Are you in pain now?
Yeah, it hurts. I just can't. I don't want to. I can't. If I try to quickly put it down, I'll cry. But if I slowly put it down, I'll be able to put it down. Really can't do much.
You feel this is something that can affect you for the rest of the year?
I don't think so. I've had bad injuries, bone problems. Obviously, remember my injury. You know what's funny? I've never had a dang on injury until these last few fights. All this time, man, I've been like an Iron Man. Never had a problem. Never, even if I've been sick, I've been able to fight through it in fights, and then something like this happens. Kind of makes me wonder, man, am I really getting old out here? You know what I mean?
Hey Eddie, it's your first fight in, I believe, 14 months, was it?
Yeah.
Do you feel that the inactivity may have made you more susceptible to injury?
I doubt it. If I would've got injured, I got injured in camp. All the stuff we were doing in camp, oh my goodness. There's no way. This fight was easy compared to that. Trust me.
Was there any talk during the fight of maybe stopping the fight?
No.
Did you and your corner have that?
I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't have it, no matter what. You know what I mean? I'm a fighter. He's a fighter. No matter what happens during the fight, I mean, you got to roll with it. And if my arm would have fell off, I would have tried to keep going. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is.
Did you think you won?
I mean, I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? We're here in Newark, his hometown. He might be from Poland, but this is his hometown. I hate to say the hometown decision thing because, judges come from other places. But, it seemed to be a bit of that tonight. I mean, even if I would have lost, I would have been able to take it on the chin a little better if the fight would have been scored a little closer.
119-109, you don't believe that was obviously indicative of what happened in the fight?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I thought I was doing a good job. I don't think he landed much of anything, but, anything significant. I mean, in some rounds he did pick it up a bit and did a good job, but it's very hard to hit me in there. In camp, I was, especially at the end of camp when I started to get sharp, I was really hard to hit. And it was with smaller guys, so imagine this.
Talk a little bit about how your strategy had to change, knowing fully well you were down to one arm, and and how obviously it's brutally difficult. But what were some of the things you tried to do to offset the injury?
I was trying to use feints with my left to get him to react a little bit more, put his hands up, freeze him, then maybe step off, then come back with something. And I guess I was just a little bit too quick for him to react to it. Most of the time I was able to catch him with things like that. And it was hard to figure out other things to do, maybe try with shoulder rolls, different things like that, and come back with shots. It was working, but I was unsure. You know what I mean? If you're unsure going into the last, out the end of the fight, and it's close, in a situation like this where we are, you can't really say you won clear cut, even though I thought maybe I did.
Well, consider that you try to get the focus.
Not really. I guess I am. I don't know. I mean, I'd have been more proud if I would have won. You know what I mean?
So as someone said earlier, with coming in at 202, would you be willing to go to Europe for some of those big cruiserweight fights? You make a lot of money probably, and then you can go to heavyweight and have the belt like you said.
Actually, that sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a real good idea, doesn't it? But I don't know, man. This is really not disheartening because I'm the kind of guy who will come back, especially when how good I felt. I felt really, really good, and especially after all that time off. And it just felt, so good. I was able to, the only problem was this. If not for this, like I said, it would have been a much better fight for me.
Do you want to face him again? Do you feel like you should have a rematch and healthy?
More neutral settings. I mean, I'm a fighter. I fight anybody, and I've been saying that. If you look at my resume as far as the guys I've faced in the past, you know what I mean? I don't care who it is. You know what I mean? I don't fuck with one of the Klitschko brothers is, almost 10 times my size, so I don't really care. You know what I mean? If it's a good idea, if fans want to see it, I'll do it.
Is the arm injury the reason why you haven't had a chance to shower and get everything ready? I don't know, man. I'm just asking. You injured?
What you trying to say? You smell me over there?
I didn't want to say it. I was trying to be subtle.
I got one hand still.
I'll unfollow you on Twitter.
Hey, man, you know how important that is to me? But no, honestly, it is, and it took me a little bit too long. I didn't want to disappoint people, because I'm just a great guy. Everybody wants to hear me talk. But no, I just felt like it took a little bit too much time, and I didn't want to keep everybody out too long. I know we got to go party and stuff. I do too, so I want to get paid too.
Eddie, real quick, how much was Big Rob? Okay, go ahead.
You said that you could have beat him if you had your left arm.
I think I could have beat him in the situation.
Express to us exactly what exactly you would have taken advantage of his weakness.
The fact that if he took a bucket of water and threw it, or rice and threw it, he couldn't hit me. And every opportunity off of those, I would have been able to throw different shots. And there was times that I looked and I was, damn, I can't throw it. I can't throw this. So okay, I'll just throw this, or I'll do this. And I don't know. I've done this before where I switched to southpaw. I used to, practice southpaw a lot, but I did use my left hand a lot as a southpaw. So I just had to figure out how to use the right and just continue to use the right. If I would have been able to use, like I said, if I would have been able to use both my hands, man, it would have just been a contest. I think Tomasz is a great fighter, but my skills are just too.
That was amazing. I mean, with one hand, just like that, to keep doing what you did. I mean, you were just going forward. You were just going straight forward. You didn't give up. You just kept on going. I mean.
Thanks, man.
Eddie, how much was Big Rob on your mind today, considering the fact that he just passed two weeks ago?
I saw Little Rob. It's a new Big Rob. You know what I mean? And when I seen him come up, and it really almost moved me. I'm not bullcrap, man. I don't lie about stuff like that. But just to think about how important that guy was in my career, in my life, for the last 10, 12 years. You know what I mean? He put me on a road to become one of the best fighters in the world. He orchestrated that. You know what I mean? I can't thank him enough. And, rest in peace.
Do you feel like you're
Man, I'm not going to the hospital, man. I'm going to the club.
Which one?
Hey, y'all want to party with me?
Yeah.
No. I don't know. The doctor recommended it when I go back. Maybe go see a specialist. I'm not sure if a doctor could do much here. It's just about elevating and icing.
What do you think Adamek can do in the heavyweight division? You fought most of the top guys. Can he fight with some of the guys that you fought?
Well, I mean, maybe now after I fought him, but I don't know. Honestly, it depends. From what I've seen in there, he's a tough fighter, very tough. But it's not all about toughness. Everybody at this level is tough. You know what I mean? Everybody has something extra.
Like,
I'm not 100% sure. I can't really say. I don't want to put him down or anything, but there's like I said, some of those guys are very tough.
you went 12 with Vladimir. Do you think how would he do against Vladimir?
Honestly, really want the honest answer to that? No. Well, you see what happened with Vitaly. Again, what happened again with Vladimir. Good fighter, tough fighter, one of the better fighters in the division, but not with Vladimir. What you want, man?
Being that you honestly believe that you won the fight, are you going to try to get a rematch?